We've been talking at length for weeks about how sequestration will affect people here in Hampton Roads. During today's trip to Newport News, President Obama spoke about possible cuts to health screenings and vaccinations.
Hampton Roads has the highest HIV infection rate in the state. Local nonprofits are worried now the disease will spread faster if funding is on the chopping block. 10 Your Side's Ann McNamara visited one of those nonprofits today, and it's not a pretty story.
It's not, and the executive director tells us that this situation is even scarier than you might think. She calls Norfolk a, quote, STD capital, and she says if Congress can't fund the outreach work her organization does, the problem will get much worse. You won't find a sign on the front of the Eastern Virginia AIDS Network building. Clients who come here prefer to keep their status confidential, but the passion of the staff is hard to hide.
We're going to try to keep going as much as we can to help people through this period.
Executive Director Shelley Taylor Donahue says drastic cuts are on the minds of many who wonder how this nonprofit could afford to stay open after sequestration.
We're getting kicked on all sides because we get money from CDC, which is being affected through the State Health Department. We get money from HRSA for the Ryan White program, which is federal funding that comes through the city of Norfolk. We're getting hit on our housing opportunities for persons with AIDS because that's a HUD-funded program that comes through Virginia Beach.
But the most concerning of those is the $5 million Ryan White grant, which expires at the close of business Thursday. The nonprofit uses the majority of that money for HIV testing and prevention.
If we have to stop those programs, we're going to end up with another epidemic.
And the cuts will affect staffing, too. 75% of Taylor Donahue's employees will be forced to take furloughs, many of them so dedicated to the cause they're willing to work for free. But even then, how long can a nonprofit really last after a series of such devastating cuts?
Not very. I am hoping that this will be resolved in the next 30 days.
And she knows that's wishful thinking. According to the White House, sequestration would eliminate 8,400 HIV tests in this state alone. Funding for other vaccinations such as the flu, tetanus, hepatitis B, those are also on the chopping block. I'm Ann McNamara, 10 on your side.